whole history of the world. They lied and they stole and they even smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty, cussed all their teachers, took the Lord's name in vain, and even set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down house. And there were 6 of them. Ralph. Okay, Emma Jean. Claude. Holly. And craziest of all, Gladys. And their boys were always in school like these South American fish that strip your bones. And they went their town the same way. Stealing things, tearing things up, women, kids. So it's hard to get away from them. There's only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, because there are no herdmans there, and Jesus loves us as they say, because he keeps their mouths away.
That's my little brother, Charlie. That's what he told the Sunday school teacher when she asked him what his favorite thing about church was. All the other kids said nice things about God and Jesus, but Charlie told the real truth. No herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said, that's what they all thought.
Well, it doesn't sound like a very Christian sentiment to me.
It's a very practical sentiment. Charlie came home black and blue every day last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman in school.
Yeah.
Is he the worst one? Leroy?
Well, Ralph's the meanest, so if Ralph gets
That doesn't make any of the difference. Gladys isn't the biggest, but she's mean, and she's fast, and she will bite you.
I'm sorry I have. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Go to church.
I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
No arguments this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Then tell Miss Armstrong you want to be a wiseman.
I don't want to be in it.
Everybody's in it. Just think how I'd feel sitting there Christmas Eve if my own children weren't in the pageant. Think how your father'd feel. He'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Bob? Bob.
Well, I wasn't actually planning on going. They can give my seat to someone else. The fact is I was going to stay home, put on my bathrobe, and relax. There's never anything different about the Christmas pageant anyways.
Well, there's going to be something different this year.
What's that?
Charlie's going to be wearing a back robe.
You just made that up, Grace.
Why don't you be Joseph? I'm happy to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph because his father's a minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to be this year?
Well, I was in the angel choir.
Why can't you be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
Charlie, from what I've heard in the past, that's not a major drawback. Away in a manger sounded like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir anyway?
Just bed sheets.
Oh boy! A bathroom for bed sheets. Come on, Beth, let's go watch TV.
Now, you know Miss Armstrong works very hard every year to give everyone a lovely experience.
Oh, Mom, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
Duh.
They're right, you know. Helen Armstrong is in charge of the potluck supper. She's in charge of the Christmas pageant. She's in charge of the bazaar. Why, I think Helen Armstrong would even preach a sermon if they'd let her.
That's not George Armstrong's wife, is it?
Yes.
Because I saw him down at the pharmacy today. Apparently she broke her leg this morning. She's going to be in traction for the next 2 weeks. And if I'm not mistaken, she's going to be laid up in bed till the first of the year.
The first of the year?
Yep.
They'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's now in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's in charge of the bazaar, and she's in charge of the Christmas pageant. I feel sorry for Helen, but who else is going to do all those things?
Sure, Edna. I'll take the bazaar if you'll do the potluck dinner. But I don't know what we're going to do about the Christmas pageant unless... How about Grace?
I just can't, Santa. I have company all Christmas week. How about Grace? Hello? Now, how about Grace?
Hello, Grace.
mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant wasn't what you'd call. Our Christmas pageant wasn't what you'd call forced entertainment. It was always the same old Christmas story, same old carols, ceremony, Mary and Joseph, and that's what my mother was stuck with. Well, that and Mrs. Armstrong.
I tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everybody a chance. Now, here's what I do. I start with Mary, because Mary is the most important thing. And I say to them, we must be careful who we choose for Mary, because Mary was the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Helen.
Yes, and then I tell them about Joseph. I say now Joseph was God's choice to be Jesus' father, but frankly, I don't spend much time on Joseph because it's always Elmer Hopkins. He knows all about Mary and Joseph.
How can Mrs. Armstrong talk on the phone if she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
Like when they take you to the hospital, put you on that weirdo laid down bed, and then they take a needle and stick it in your body and you fall asleep.
No such luck, Charlie. Beth, we need napkins and also grab some salt and pepper.
Now, I do tell them about the wise men and the shepherds and how important they were, and I say to them, there are no small parts, only small actors. Now, Grace, you must remind the angel choir not to be staring out at the audience, and they should not be wearing earrings, and don't let them wear high heels or clunky shoes, things like that. Oh, and Grace, I do hope you don't have a lot of baby angels, because Grace, they will be your biggest problem.
Save some for the rest of us, Charlie, won't you?
I'm hungry. Leroy Herman stole my lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you day after day, son?
How can I stop him? Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
Now you must choose your baby Jesus carefully. You don't want a fussy baby. Choose a nice, quiet little baby. Better yet, if you could get you two babies, then if one of them is a crying and a fussing, you could switch them.
Helen, I have to go. There's someone at my door. Oh. Yes, I'm coming.
Woman, can I get some supper on the table? I'm not eating for 3 days. A good meal at least.
Sakes, it's just you.
I was getting lonely at the table.
Well, I bet Helen was getting lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as the phones are working, apparently.
I bet she told you about no small parts, only small actors.
And getting someone to shove the baby angels on and making the shepherd shut up.
Yeah, she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
Yes!
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems. And there weren't coming any problems. Of course, my mother didn't count on the Hermans being there. Well, that was Charlie's fault.
Hey Leroy, you give me back my lunch.
Yeah, sure, kid. Here.
You stole my dessert again.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Duh, it isn't in there.
Oh, yeah, I got a test for you. What was it?
2 cookies.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what it was.
You think it's so great to steal my lunch every day.
I do.
You know what? I'll even give you my lunch.
Oh, will you now?
Yeah, I get all the dessert I want in Sunday school.
Oh, yeah, what kinds?
All kinds. Chocolate cake, cupcakes, candy canes,
You're a liar.
peppermint candy, and other stuff.
Who gives it to you?
Pretty sure it's Reverend Hopkins.
Was he crazy or something?
Nah, I just think he's rich.
Makes sense. So, Sunday school, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Alice, you still gonna be marrying a pageant this year?
What's a pageant?
It's a play we're doing at church.
Oh yeah, what's it about?
It's about Jesus,
Yeah, everything there is.
and it's about Mary. No, it's about Mary.
And who is Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
We'll see about that.
So that was the wrong thing to tell the Hermans. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, there they were in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
Come on, Beth. You too, Charlie. Now, y'all just sit down, and this won't take very long. So, today we're going to decide who are going to play our main roles in our Christmas pageant. But of course, everyone's going to have an important part to play. There are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what Miss Armstrong always tells you?
That's what Mrs. Armstrong always says, but she never says what it means.
Well, don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means all the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir or else no one can see them.
Well, not exactly. It means the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is as important as Mary. Well, I'm not sure that's what you think, Alice, but I think Jesus was more important.
I still think it means that all the short kids have to be in the front row.
Girls, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everybody here? Beverly, can you go check in the hallway and see if anybody else is coming? Now, our little children, you guys will be our angels. So tell your mothers that you're going to need and, okay, well, let's just make some room for the Herdmans. And, okay, well, let's go on. So, then, let's see. Now, where did Beverly go?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Well, did she say she was sick?
No, she just left. All I said was say, hi, Beverly. And she just left.
I see. Well, somebody please tell Beverly about rehearsals. The next 4 Wednesdays plan to be here for everyone.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Now, Mary and Joseph must absolutely be at every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer. Now, I want you to think about Mary and what kind of person Mary was. She was quiet and gentle and shy, and the person that plays Mary should try to be those types of things. Now, do you have any volunteers? Yes, Emma Jean, do you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary. Ralph over there, he's going to be Joseph.
Whatever.
Well, how about I just make a list and then we'll all decide who would be best to play those parts. So, Ralph wants to be Joseph, and then who else would like to volunteer? Elmer, did you raise your hand?
No.
All right, just raise your hands. Any volunteers? Any of you shepherds? Okay. Well, Ralph Herman will be our Joseph, and Emma Jean has volunteered to be Mary. Do we have anybody else that would like to volunteer? Roberta? Janet? Alice, don't you want to be Mary?
No, I don't want to. I'll be married.
Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man or something.
Well, actually, wise men are usually boys, but they don't have to be.
I'll be a wise man.
Me too. Claude, you want to be a wise man?
What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand, man.
Who are you?
I'm Claude.
How old are you?
I'm not a hand.
What's there left to be?
It's not an angel.
Ooh, I'll be that. Wait, what is it?
It's the angel of the Lord who visits the shepherds in the fields and tells them Jesus is born. Ah, see, we do have some volunteers. Hobie, would you like to volunteer to be a wise man?
No, I just wanted. No, I just wanted to say I can't be a shepherd. We're going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say so before?
I just remembered.
My mother doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Why not?
I don't know, she just said, don't be a shepherd, Shirley.
I'm not going to be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. What's the matter with all of you?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Sherman hits too hard.
Why, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord just visits the shepherds in the fields and tells them Jesus is born.
And hits them.
Bam!
Elmer, that's ridiculous, and I don't want to hear another word about it.
Bam!
Now, that's all for today, boys and girls. So plan to be here Wednesday at 6:30. Alice.
Yes?
Alice, why didn't you volunteer? I expected you to volunteer.
I don't know.
Alice, you don't know. I expected you to
Alex, cut it out! Let go, let me go! Miss Bradley, keep this off of me!
volunteer. Don't you want to be married?
Miss Bradley! What's the matter with you, Alice? I don't know. Look, I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be married in this play. If you open your mouth and raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, I'm always married in the Christmas pageant. And she said, go ahead then. And next spring, when the dandelions come out, I'll stick a dandelion so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. And it'll sprout there and grow, and that's when the rest of your life is a dandelion growing out of your ear.
And you know she wouldn't do that, right?
She would too. Hermans will do anything. You just watch. We'll do something terrible and ruin the whole Christmas pageant. And it's all your mother's fault.
Jane, Edmund McCarthy here. Did you hear about it must be Grace's fault somehow. How else would the 6 of them end up in the Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, it's Irma Slocum here. You're not going to believe what I just heard. I heard that Imogene Herdman is going to be married in the play. And no. All 6 of them? Oh my goodness. What are they thinking? I live right next door to that crew, and it's insane. It's like living next door to a zoo. Has Grace gone plumb crazy?
Well, where did they come from and who let them in? Imogene Herdman. What kind of a child is that to be Mary, the mother of Jesus? And where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? He was what? He was visiting shut-ins. Well, I'm shut in and he sure wasn't visiting me.
I said, why don't you let them hand out programs at the door? And Grace said, we never have programs at the door. But I said,
You better nail down that church and hide the silver service and put away the offering plates before they clean them all out.
What was Grace thinking? Why couldn't she have just said to them, go on home, just told them to get going? Oh,
I feel so responsible. If I had been up and around, none of this would have happened.
If I'd been up and around, none of this ever would have happened. Well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me, Grace. I'm on your side.
Helen Armstrong isn't the only woman alive who can run a Christmas pageant. I decided to do the best I could under the circumstances, and now I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant ever. And I'm going to do it with the Hermans. After all, they raised their hands and nobody else did, and I don't care.
Good for you.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean?
You have to go. Now, the inn is going to be back here off stage, and the shepherds are going to come in, and they're going to gather around over here by the manger.
Where do the shepherds come from anyway?
What's it in?
It's like a hotel where people go to spend the night.
What people? Jesus?
Oh, Mary! Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Well, if you're so smart, why would they do that anyway?
To pay their taxes.
Seriously?
At a hotel?
Shut up, Holly. Everybody shut up. I want to hear. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning.
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Imogene, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever heard the Christmas story from the Bible? I see. Well, that's what this Christmas pageant is about, so I better read it to you.
I don't believe that. You've never had a Christmas story. Why not? You don't even know what a Bible is, and they've never been to church in their whole lives till you're done with it and about refreshments. Now you have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed, and Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary, his wife, being great with child.
Wait, wasn't she pregnant?
all
of you sleep.
All right, we all know that Mary was pregnant. And it came to pass while they were there that the days were accomplished that she should be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son.
I don't think it's very nice to call Mary pregnant. Well, she was. I don't think your mother should say Mary was pregnant. It's better to stay great with the child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
My goodness, they didn't have room for Jesus.
Well, nobody knew the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't Joseph know? What was wrong with him? Why didn't he tell them her being pregnant and all?
Now, I'm wondering this one question. What in that guy's name is a manger? Is this some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so they had to use whatever there was. What if you had a new baby and no bed to put the baby in?
We just put Gladys in a dresser drawer.
Well, there you go. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, and so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed for Gladys, but the problem is Holly would never get out of it. Remember when you didn't like Gladys, Holly?
I'll bring more Holly to like Gladys right off the bat. You could say that again.
Well, anyways, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What's the lining of clothes?
The what?
The lining of clothes! It says so in here. She wrapped him up in lining of clothes.
Swaddling clothes. People used to use large pieces of material and wrap babies up nice and tightly so they feel all warm and cozy.
Wait, so you mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
Child welfares? our house every 5 minutes. There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night, and lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them in the glory of
Shazam! What? Out of the black night, the mighty marvel.
Gladys, I don't know what you're talking about.
The mighty marvel and amazing comics out of the black night.
This is the angel of the Lord who comes and visits the shepherds in the fields.
Out of nowhere, right? Out of the black night, right?
Well, kind of, in a way.
Shazam!
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east bearing gifts of gold and frankincense.
What's that?
And myrrh.
What on earth is that?
They were special things like precious oils and spices.
Oil? What kind of present is oil? We all get better presents than the welfare.
So help me keep this straight here. Are they the welfare? You know, these wise guys known as the wise men?
No, they were kings, and they were sent.
Well, it's about time somebody important showed up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were sent by Herod, who was he was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus and have him put to death.
My goodness, he was just born. They're going to kill a baby?
So then who gets to be Herod in the play?
Herod isn't in the play.
So wait a second. This guy, he's out to kill that little infant Jesus. He's not even in this play? What's up with that?
Somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go give me that baby. And they say, okay, because he's a king and all.
There is no Herod. Now, that's all for today, boys and girls.
See, they're going to put one in, and it's going to be me, and I am going to get killed.
Forget about Herod. There is no Herod.
I suggest this. Joseph gets a couple of shepherds and whacks them. Whacks them.
I like that.
Well, I wouldn't just sit down on the barn all night. I could get a room.
She said there was no room.
Then I throw someone out. I got this baby, and it's the middle of winter, so they get out and move over.
Yeah, I can fix the whole thing. Why don't I just go out there, Harry?
Okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. I've got the solution. Are you ready? This is what's gonna happen. She's gonna send that little tiny angel, she with her little tiny electric angel finger, she goes, zap! Pile action right there.
Yeah, zap!
What's the name of this play anyway? She never said.
The Christmas pageant.
That's not a name, that's what it is.
Ooh, I know a name. Everybody be quiet. Revenge of Bethlehem. Dun, dun, dun!
There it is.
Revenge at Bethlehem? The Hermits on the Christmas story came right out of the iFile. At least they picked out the right villain. It was Herod they were ending up on, and not baby Jesus. But our baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she was not going to let Emma Jean Herman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby Jesus, and that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch her baby, even at last rehearsal. What are you writing in that book? It's like a diary. No, it isn't. It's all about the Hermits. Emma Jean curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about ugly things. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice. I don't care what it is, she drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with Novel Purple. They steal too. If you shake the birthday bake, it doesn't make a sound because it stole all the beans out of it. And every time you go in the ladies' room, the whole air is blowing. Imogen Herman is sitting in a red costume smoking cigars. And you wrote all this down? What for? For my mother and Reverend Hopkins, the Ladies' Aid Society. Oh yeah, and anyone else who wants to know what happened when the whole Christmas pageant had to be a big mess.
Oh my God, she was 40. Very much.
All right, everyone, let's get quiet. Beth, you and Alice come up here and sit down so we can get started. All right, now, this is our last rehearsal rehearsal, so we're gonna go through.
Grace, just thought I'd tell you we're all in the back making applesauce cake. We'll try not to bother you. I guess this is your dress rehearsal?
Well, it's supposed to be. Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a new little baby, a little girl?
Yes, she's 5 weeks old and she's just
Well, I
precious.
was wondering how it would be if I were to call your niece and ask her if we could borrow the baby for...
Oh, no, Grace. I could lie and tell you that she's sick or cranky or something. But the truth is she's perfect and beautiful and we want her to stay that way, so... We're certainly not handing her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
I didn't know you had a new baby brother, Shirley.
He's not new. He's 4 years old. But he's double jointed. He's kind of tough a bit.
Well, I don't think...
I'm good as a baby.
How can you do that, Imogene?
There's always 2 or 3 outside the supermarket. I'll just grab one of them.
Imogene! You can't just steal somebody else's baby. We'll just have to forget about a baby. We'll just use a doll.
That's better anyway. A dog can't bite you.
And Imogene, you know that Mary didn't wear earrings.
I just got my ears pierced. I have to wear these. If I don't keep something in my ears, they're gonna grow together.
Well, I doubt they'll grow together in an hour and a half. What's the doctor tell you?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys. Me. I bet she was an ice pick. I bet Imogene's ears turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll just have to find something smaller. Now, is that your costumes? Is that what y'all are going to wear? Y'all are supposed to be wearing your costumes today.
I can't find my halo. My wings are bit. Janet's got my robe. I don't have any white bedsheets. Can I wear sheets with balloons on them?
I don't got a costume.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
He doesn't got a bathrobe.
And what does he ever around the house in?
His underwear!
All right, let's just pretend we're wearing costumes. Now, we're going to go and start. So everybody go where you're supposed to be, and we'll start with just the entrances. All right, Maxine, just read the last few words.
Shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night.
Music, shepherds.
And an angel of the Lord appeared to them.
Shazam!
No, Gladys.
A black knight!
No. Go on, Maxine.
A multitude of the heavenly hosts.
Music, angels. Music, wise men.
I've got the baby here. Don't touch it. I named him Jesus.
No. Mary doesn't say anything. Nobody says anything. Mary and Joseph just make a lovely picture for us to look at while we think about Christmas and what it means to put the doll back